Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Saturday, 9th of July, 2022. Imran Web Squadron, how you doing? Very, very busy morning. In fact, it was a very, very busy Friday night, evening, even going late into the night. Mainly because we launched a new client yesterday with their lottery and competition website. Hey Raheem, you right?
Yeah,
and okay, and there was a problem with Apple Pay on their website. In fact, I'll just double check. Are you all right? Everything all right, mate?
You can't just I just drove to his house and back.
Okay, good for you.
Can I look?
No,
Okay.
no knocking. Yeah, so what I was saying was we launched a competition lottery website. Hey, Carapos, you cheeky man. I saw your comment you put about code snippets. Cheeky guy. So,
Mum put her fist up at me.
okay, go. Right, they had Apple Pay, and the Apple Pay sometimes appeared on my phone when we were testing it, but it didn't appear on some other people's phone. Sometimes it appeared, sometimes it didn't appear. And on the website, if you went to it, it didn't always appear. Now, people could still buy lottery tickets on this website using Stripe with your card. It worked. Trust me, it worked, and it works because people are buying. But the Apple Pay wasn't. And I went through the settings again for the client, back and forth, checking online, and nothing I did made any difference. And I was like, this works. Why is it not working? Anyway, after a while with what do you mean Elementor Carapos? Elementor got exposed. What's this? No. Hang on, am I missing something? Carapos, can you email me? Can you email me with a link? What are you talking about? Elementor got exposed. I've got to hear this now. Is this big news? Is this big news? Some big reveal? So while Carapos gets back to me, what I want to just hear is, sorry, back to the Stripe thing. Apple Pay contacted Stripe support, and then they basically said the company was still in review. So because the company are still in review, the Apple Pay isn't fully authorized. And I was like, couldn't they just put a proper message like that on the account? And it was like, all right, at least we know why, so I could explain to the client. So Carapos has just said Elementor got exposed, and I'm thinking, I feel like I'm missing something, everyone. Am I missing something here? I have been really busy this morning, did 4 videos, edited, uploaded, and released. So if there is something I've missed, can someone please fill me in? Because I'm right now just jumping onto the Facebook group, and I'm not seeing anything here. So unless there's something you know that I don't know, Carapos, or are you messing around, please do let me know. Anyway, so did 4 videos today. One was for Bertha and their partnership with Yoast. And 3 other, one of the videos I released about half an hour ago, and then just 2 more. They're like filler episodes. They're nothing groundbreaking. They're just things I thought I wanted to get out there and record and say to people. So I wanted to get them done ASAP, really. So I'm glad that's happened. So just back onto what Carapos said about Elementor got exposed. Do you hear it? No. I don't know anything about any Elementor issues got exposed. So I'm still waiting for Carapos to clarify. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to pretend he's messing around. I mean, I'm looking at the news right now and I can't see anything. Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. That one, yeah, I know about Carapos. Right, yeah. I know last year they did say that, yeah. I remember they mentioned all of this stuff they were going to do. Mega menu, all of this stuff. And then it dropped off the radar. I remember that one. In fact, I commented on that. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure if you look at that post, I was one of the very first people to shout, yeah, mega menu. Yeah, if you look at that, if you go to the original post, I was one of the first people to mention, yay, Mega Menu. And we haven't had it. And that goes back to the roadmap. What is the roadmap? We need an Elementor roadmap. In fact, I do need to make a note of that. Roadmap. We need a roadmap. We need a proper, hardcore, right, roadmap, basically. And I have to be honest, I'm not massively overly surprised that there isn't a proper roadmap yet. Because I feel like I have this bad feeling like maybe they chop and change all the time, right? But yeah, I would love a roadmap. Sorry, my hair's all over the place today a little bit. Well, no, there was a post. There was a post, Carapos, in the Global Elemental group where they announced mega menus and all of that. And it was about a year ago. It was roughly a year ago. And then it just went quiet. There was no other mention ever again about mega menu or anything like that. Which was, for me, just a slightly annoying thing. You know? I would have liked to have seen it. I'd have liked to have seen it. And I feel like once they get the final version of Flex containers, let's not get started about Flex containers, then we might have it. But until then, who knows, right? Who knows? We've got one client who made a request yesterday that I'm going to look at later on today with a single post template. Steve, if you're watching right now, you might be or not. One of our clients started doing something that a lot of people accidentally do. So when you're creating a post, okay, don't create your post as an Elementor page. Create your post in the standard old rubbish, boring, Gutenberg-y, whatever, WordPress, classic post template mainframe, right? Do your single post template inside Elementor. So you now have a nice, more stylish, polished look to how your post should look. But don't do that per Elementor page, because otherwise you will be forever tinkering with it. Your post should just be create your post, right? Just create your post, get it out there. And your single post template handles the style and beautification of it all. One of our clients who's been dragging their heels, and we haven't done practically any work for them in months because they're just dragging their heels on closing, finally paid the final, let me get this right, 29%. We've withheld, no, hold on, let me get this right. We've held about 10, no, hang on, what they paid? We've withheld a tiny percentage until we fully closed them off, but they just dragged their heels, but they paid. They paid an amount that we invoiced them for about 3 weeks ago. And I have to say, I was surprised they paid. I thought, oh, you know what? This is going to drag. It doesn't matter because we're not doing any more work for them, but they still need to pay us what they owe us. And they eventually did. And believe me, this is one of those clients before. This is a client whose project we started. Wow. 17 months ago. Before we added in the, like, if it's delayed, there's a 5% compounded increase every day. Hey, Eric, how are you? Sorry, I just don't know your name. Sorry. I'm okay. Hope you're okay. Very hot today, isn't it? Like, super hot. Scorching day today. So, yeah, this is just one of those projects that went on for 17 months, which... mainly because there was change of personnel in their department and where they work. with who's managing the project, changing what they wanted, couldn't make their mind up. They were all over the place. But finally, we got practical payment for what we did. And I'll tell you what, I'll tell you now, I'm going to let you in a secret. We are not fully closed off on the project. There is still a few things to be done. However, those final few things, they're worth about, I think it's about 1% or 2% of the complete contract value we have not charged them for. This final thing. I can tell you now, if that is not done, I don't care. Because we're not charging them for that bit. So it's on them. You want it done, sort your act out, and we'll get it done. But you don't sort your act out, we ain't doing it. And you've paid us for what we've done. That final bit we've not done, I've made pretty clear to you, right? We ain't doing it until you get your stuff done. How's things with you, Eric? How's things with you? Let me just turn this light off here. Ooh. How's things with you? Work-wise and stuff like that. I reckon it must be hot everywhere around the world right now. I reckon. Well, I might be wrong. So, sorry, my table's creaking a little bit. Just got to sort something out. There's a bit of a creak in the table. Hold on. Sorry, I've just got to check something. There's a creak in the table. No, it's my computer. There you go. Sorry, it's my laptop. Sorry. The MacBook was on a bit of a tilt. It was leaning on something, so there was a bit of a creak going on there, which is fine, to be honest. What are you all working on at the moment with your websites and stuff like that? And I'm hoping you've seen my video that I released about an hour ago, I think. Hey, Artif, how you doing? So a video released about an hour ago. I'm on the hunt for some showstopper snippets. So I don't just mean your basic snippets. I'm after some. They can be small. They don't have to be really big. Please don't make them too big. But I'm after showstopper code snippets. I'm after something that you added that took your website that was running WordPress or Elementor or whatever to another level. Like something that did something special for WooCommerce, or it did something special for another plugin, right? Maybe, I don't know, headers and footers. Something that did something different. Yeah, WP Codebox, you know, that's a place to go. But what I really wanted, though, was I wanted some interaction. So let's say Carapace, you email me with a code snippet you love to use. I would want to know from you, why is this special to you? What did you achieve with it? What is the story? What is the what was the the game changer in terms of the website's functionality, other than removing all of the Elementor widgets? And Atif, stop promoting him, Atif. Right, we'll have none of that. But what was it that changed that made you accomplish something that at one point was like, oh no, we can't do this. Oh no, we can't change it. I'm after some of them. I want to showcase them. You know, put them out there. Yeah, Eric, I would say, yeah, working for family, because I worked on my brother-in-law's website, and I tell you what, yeah, you're pushing the limits, aren't you, when you work with family or even close friends? You're pushing the limits of how far you will take shit, how far you will go, yeah, okay, we'll do that, how far you will accept scope creep and all of that. You're pushing the limits. No, Carapace, Artif, what Carapace means is, about a year ago, they said they were going to do CSS grid and mega menu and all of that, and we haven't seen them deliver that yet. So when Carapace says they lied, What he means is they haven't delivered. Carapace is being very clever with his clickbait wording today. He's following all of the rules of clickbait, right? They lied. The thing about WP Codebox, though, is that I'm not... It's been a while since I looked at it, but don't you have to pay to use it? Don't you have to pay to use it? Like, Oh, no, you don't really. It's kind of free, isn't it? Sorry, it's for storing it was free. Yes, sorry, storing was free. But yeah, what I'm after is some... I'm after some funky codes, yeah? And if anyone is... if anyone is a member of the WP Codebox, there's a group on Facebook, isn't there? Is there a group? I'm sure there's a group on Facebook. Yes, there is. There's a group on Facebook. Please feel free to share the video I released an hour ago on there. You know, I'd love it if people start sharing their game changer codes. Yeah, do you know what? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm just going into their website. Yeah, you got to pay for it, but in terms of sharing codes, I'm pretty sure the Facebook community, don't they share codes in there, in the WP Codebox? Don't WP Codebox share codes? So I've just put a request in to join their Facebook group. I thought I was already part of it. Actually. So hopefully they, hopefully they let me in. Someone in the Elementor Facebook group says, what's best for websites, JPEG or WebP? How do you think I'm going to react to that? What's the best, JPEG or WebP? Seriously, someone's just put out a video on there, okay, about what is more useful, JPEG or WebP. What do you think I should say to them? My reaction, JPEG for sure. Always do JPEG. Hey John, how are you? Oh really, Artif? Can they? Oh dear. Well, I've joined it. See, that's the thing, Artif, right? If you have groups that are very lethal, the way you've put it, about just using codes. I mean, in a way, right? In a way. Because I would say, does it really matter what tool you use as long as it's a good bit of code? Do you know what I mean? And if they, I'd hate to see that. I'd hate to see a group that is kind of very anti other tools and stuff like that. I wouldn't like that. Did I say hi, John? I can't remember if I did. So hi, John, if I didn't say it. Okay. I'm still laughing that someone on the Elementor Facebook group said JPEG or WebP. Yeah. JPEG all the time, all the way. Yeah. Forget WebP. Why? Obviously, they've not seen my videos on bulkresizephotos.com. Of course, Carapace, of course. You'll use anything that is not got anything attached to Elementor. I mean, to be honest though, you could almost say that like Elementor, innit? They can be anti-Divi or anti-other tools as well. But I've asked to join the group and I'm hoping I'll get accepted. Because really, I'm not... Oh yes, I have been accepted. Yay! I've been accepted. I don't really care about the tool they use. What I care more about is what what is the code and what is the benefit of it, right? Hey, don't forget to click like, by the way, if you are watching, all right? Don't forget to click like. I'm not really seeing any I'm not really seeing any codes. I'm not seeing any codes, if I'm honest. It doesn't look to me like they share much codes in here. Which... well, there are, but I'm not seeing, like, you know, like codes dropped in. Yeah, I'm not really seeing. I have to be honest, I'm not seeing a major benefit. I'm not seeing major benefit. There are some codes, but I'm not sure I'm liking it. I have to be honest, Artif, I'm not sure I'm liking it. Right, I get you. Yeah, okay. I suppose that's, yeah.
Dad found Carter's mum outside, and she said, Carter could be watching Dennis Menace. Can I? She said you can come in and watch if you want. Is it next time? Can I?
All right. I mean, what I will say, though, is so I'm looking at WP Codebox now, okay? So I'm just going to very quickly show you the pricing. I'm just looking at the pricing. So I was talking to my son then. I'm just going to show you the pricing. And I want to get your view on this, okay? Because I'll tell you now. I'm not liking the price on this. Let me show you the pricing, right? So this is WP Codebox, okay? And the pricing, $39 for 20 snippets. That's quite high. Don't you think? An unlimited snippet jumps up to $79. Yeah, it's 5 domain, but, you know, like... But... What's your thoughts on the pricing? Anyone here, WP... Anyone here, a user of WP Codebox? Do you know what I mean? I mean, because I could say to you that, well, you could just use Code Snippets Pro, or Code Snippets Free, sorry. But this bit here, 20 snippets, you know, it's a bit tiny, isn't it? Okay, look, you go, well, this is a bargain then, isn't it? Unlimited domains, but... I mean, okay, look, it is a lifetime deal, right? It's a one-time payment. It is a one-time payment. So you could say that as a one-time payment, this is great. This is really, really good. But I'm still a bit like... I don't know. It's very high, isn't it? It is high. I mean, let's just look at the features, which are here, sorry. Save codes to the cloud. Search for ready-made snippets on the repository. Yeah, okay, that I can see this is where Code Snippets Pro is going to be heading. Use conditions to set where they execute, okay. Organize in folders. Adding a snippet won't break your website. Okay, that is kind of good. So there is some good stuff, but for me, I personally, right, yeah, here's the bit. Here's where I think Code Snippets Pro, when they get their repository done, is going to make the difference, right? Here's the difference, okay? At the moment, if I want to access any of these codes, right? Any of these codes, right? Where are we? Blooming out, I just jumped in it. Here we go. The ready-made snippets, I have to sign up to this. Code Snippets Pro is going to have a free repository, organized. Can you see the difference there? So WP Codebox, I think, has a big following, a dedicated group, and they've got their repository, and you're paying for access to the repository. Code Snippets Pro will also have a repository. I don't know how it's going to look. Right? I don't know the visuals of it, what features. I don't know that. But they will be free to use. I mean, yeah, $149 as a one-time fee isn't a huge amount of money, but I just think that I'm one of those people where some forms of advice or tips shouldn't be behind a pay barrier. This is my being honest now. If there were loads of snippets for WooCommerce that allowed you to do something without having to install an extra plugin, I don't feel like they should be behind a pay barrier. I feel like you should be able to get that. You know, which is why sometimes when I find some good code and we know it works, I've tested it, I like to put a video out there to let the world know, not put it behind a pay barrier. It's got to be reviewed though. So this is something. Hey Rajat. So this is something that Verdi is currently thinking about. Is obviously, if you have a repository, any codes that are submitted to go in the repository don't automatically go online. Atif, they've got to be audited and checked. Do you know what I mean? So I would not. I would, if I knew the code that is on there has gone through an audit check, and maybe it can clearly show. Here's what it, like a screenshot. Here's what it looked like before, and now with the code, maybe it's done this or it's done that, or maybe there's even a quick 10-second Loom video. Doesn't even have to be a Loom video. Could be an animated GIF, innit? You might show that, look, this code snippet allows XYZ, and you can see it, and it works, and it's been tested. So that's the thing that Verdi and code snippets are going to have to think about. Who's auditing? Who's signing off and ticking it? Because the minute Verdi gets that out, I can tell you now, the minute that goes live, you're going to have all the WP Codebox people and others hitting it hard. They're going to hit it with criticisms and whatever. You know that's going to happen, right? But I do strongly, strongly believe that if you... So I've just got to check a comment that's come in. That if you, or if he gets out this, a free version of this, right? And, do you know what I mean? If a free version of that comes out and it grows and it gets better and it's audited, I think that is for me, that is a great game changer. My point of call to finding some worthy snippets and whatever will be there. And here's the other thing. If you know that loads of people who are sticking snippets in there also work with Elementor and it works, doesn't your trust level go up a notch? What are your thoughts about that, everyone? Anyone who's watching, don't forget to click like. If you don't click like, you get a big slap. No, you don't. Don't forget to click like, okay? Carapos is on, we need to set up a meeting between you and the CEO, Carapos. think what we need is a roadmap, right, of when they're going to do stuff and come out like that. So yeah, if anyone's wondering why are we talking about WP Codebox and stuff like that, the main reason is because and this, by the way, this is not connected to Code Snippets Pro, by the way. You know, your codes aren't going to end up on Code Snippets Pro. No, it's not that. It's to do with, I just want to know about game-changing snippets. You know, I just want a game-changer snippet. Because we released a video about 3 days ago, I think it was. No, hold on. 3 or 4, might have been 4 days ago, whereby if you've got a WooCommerce shop, okay, and you got minimum, you know, your quantity sets to 1, you can set it so that every product starts at 5. The user can still go up or down. They can even go down to 0 or 1, however you set it. But when they first go to the single product, it's got 5 or 10 or 20 or 13, whatever you want. And there was a snippet for that. And for me, I felt like this is a great way. Maybe you're selling tickets. Maybe you're selling something. I don't know, whatever. Maybe it's accommodation for a hotel, something. And you want it to be 2. And they can go up and down or whatever. And that snippet for me was a game changer for our client who had a competition and contest website. They want people to buy tickets. So we set it to 5. The user can go up or down. But we put 5 in to try and influence them to go with 5. A great code snippet, simple, ka-ching, boom, did the job. And it works on any WooCommerce shop thingamajig. Don't forget to click like, everyone. Yeah, I mean, Artie, I think it would have been a really, really good idea if the cloud and that repository were ready at the time of launch. Doing it afterwards, I think, wasn't great because it missed a trick there. I think the quicker they can get that built, the better. And it's got to look good. It's got to look good, smell and breathe good. It's just basically got to look good, right? Agreed, Artie. I think there's got to be something about the auditing and testing. And now, I don't know what Verdi's plans are for that. I would love to be involved, but I'll probably be more involved from a feedback on the snippet or on using some of them. But in creating from scratch, I'm not your man for that. Question from John Ferris. Am I using Canva? No, I'm not. Oh, do you mean when I share my screen like this? You mean when I do this? Burp. No, I'm using OBS. I'm using OBS when I do that. So let me show you. This is going to look really weird when I share this now, right? Because it's all going to go into an infinity mode. But I have, can you see over here? I think you can see this. Yeah, you can see it. Can you see here? In fact, let me make this bigger. We got the polar bear. Ba-chung, polar bear. You know, this is where I can... I'm using OBS. Let me put that back in over there. It's a great way to share things. Like that. Ali Raza, I have to create a coupon code which only applies to the regular price instead of the sales price. That's a bit of a weird one. So you're saying, here's a coupon, but it only applies to... that is a weird one because look... It's like saying we give you a 10% discount, but it's only on the original price. But if I went to a product and it's now 50% off, I would want the 50% off plus the coupon I got. Otherwise, what's the point of the coupon? I get it when they say coupons are not applicable to sales items. In that case, you want to say the coupon cannot be used on product, but if you're trying to apply it to a product original price, I think you might have. I don't know. I'll be honest. I don't know, Ali. I don't know. I've never had to do that because I don't think that's a great user experience. I feel like you're cheating. If you have a coupon for 10% and then you say it can't be used on a product that is already got sale, then I would exclude that product from being applicable for the coupon. But if you're saying they can, then I would say, right, if the cost has already gone down 50% and I have an extra 10%, I should get an extra 10% off the 50%. That's how it would work. So if your cost was £100, the sale price is £50, and I have a coupon for 10%, I should now get £5 off the £50. Do you know what I mean? But to say they can't do it, I don't think that's a good user experience. I think you would pee people off. What I would do instead is this product that has a sale, I would go to the coupon and say, right, any item, these items that we know have a sale price are not applicable for the coupon. That's what I would do. But I don't know. Is this for you or your client? Is this for you or your client? Yeah, Ali, is this for you or your client? Ali, where are you? Is this for you or your client? I must say, though, I'm going on and on about code snippets at the minute, but I would hate to see this WP Codebox versus Code Snippet versus other platforms as well and repositories. I'd hate to see that. For me, it's like look, George, right? Is George here? Don't think he is. George is a big Divi user. He does play around with Elementor and use it, but he's a big Divi player. That doesn't mean that me and George are in competition. Just like anyone here, Paul, he's very much into the Gutenberg and bricks and all of that. Doesn't mean we're in competition. Doesn't mean we hate each other. Because everyone has their likes, like football teams or clothing or drinks or food. What we shouldn't be doing is then going, well, we're better than you. Now, I will obviously say that Elementor is better than Visual Composer. Right, and I don't think I'm going to get much people coming back to say, actually, you're wrong. I think that's a bit of a matter of fact, I think, subjectively. But I really hope we don't enter this arena where we have one plugin solution hating another just because they've paid for the repository and they have... Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see that. We've got to be a bit more mature about it, don't you think? Carapos, come on, Carapos. Are you drunk? I'm going to quickly look at just a few other questions here, and then I'll get on to yours, Eric. It's for a winner event. I want the winner to buy everything from store, but he should not you. The trouble is, though, Ali, you got to think then about... I mean, what I would say, Ali, yeah, did you know this before you took on the job? Hey, Eddie, don't worry, we're here. Hey, Ali, when you took on this job for the client, did they tell you this requirement at the start? If so, I would have researched it before I agreed to work with them to let them know, is it possible or not? Or I would have said to them, I'll look into it, but we might not be able to do it. So have a strong think about, is this a showstopper? Eric's question, need to create a newsletter with Elementor when someone subscribe. Your best thing to do, Eric, is you'll have your newsletter and then you need to link your newsletter subscribe box to MailChimp or MailerLite or ActiveCampaign. So Ali, it's a new requirement, right, Ali? What you now have to think about is it possible? So you need to go back to the client and say, if you're struggling to get an answer, just say to them, I'm really struggling and I've been talking to loads of experts to get it to work like that, right? Or you say to them, it's going to cost a heck of a lot of money to get a developer to do a special bit of code to make that work. Or, let me give you your options, Ali. Number one, we can't do it. And the client's got to like it. because that was not the original request. This is extra, right? Number 2, you hire a developer and the client pays for it. Number 3, you go to Fiverr and you put on there, does anyone know or have a code snippet that allows XYZ? And you pay $5 or $10 or $15, whatever, for someone to go get you code for that. Or number 4, you spend the next 2 weeks stressing about it to find code on how to do it. So I'll let you decide. No, we can't do it. We have to hire a developer, loads more money. We go to Fiverr and you see if anyone else can help and you pay someone to create the code, $10, $15. Or number 4, you say you spend the next 1 or 2 weeks trying to find the solution and you don't get there and you stress yourself out. So think about the best route, because remember, this is a new requirement. Because right now, how much time have you spent on it? Tell me how much time you've spent on it, Ali. 1 hour? 5 hours? 40 hours? How many hours have you spent on it? How many hours? I know what you mean, Carapos. I know what you mean. I mean, that's why, to be honest, what Elementor needs to do is get a roadmap out of what they're working on, what they're doing, so that we have the ability to upvote, to put higher priority and importance. See what I mean, Ali? 2 days. So, Ali, be really honest now. For 1 day's work, how much would you normally charge for 1 day's work? $10, $50, $100, $30? How much would you charge for 1 day's work? How much would you charge for 1 day work? Yeah, Eric, I would go for, Active Campaign costs more money. But you could use MailerLite, MailChimp, something like that. Very true, Artie, very true. I do wonder about how they prioritize. So come on, Ali, how much do you charge per day? And it doesn't matter how high or low it is, just tell me what your day rate is. And then, how much of a showstopper is it for the client? And if I was honest with you, if you can afford to do a job for $5, $10 on Fiverr, do it. See if someone, right, $50, $100. There you go, $100 of your time. And is the client going to pay more for that? Is the client going to pay you $100 extra for all the time you're wasting here? I call it wasted time because you've probably not been paid for it. Are they going to pay you for that? Are they going to pay for you to go and get a solution? So say to them, look, it's going to cost an extra $30. No guarantee. Because you're going to have to put a question out on Fiverr or something. And I would say, you know what? Drop it. Or what I would say, here's what I do with some clients. So we actually had one client who wanted this. They had a website. And then later on, halfway through the website, they wanted to do like a raffle on their website. So people can enter a raffle, right? And I said to them, yeah, I've costed you for this. We're going to get this done. Make it work. Then afterwards, if you want to still do the raffle, fine, but here's the cost for it. But right now, we're going to focus on what we agreed to do. That is really important, right? That's really important. Get done what you said you would do. Get paid for it. Because then, once you're paid for it, you can decide if you want to now do the extra and get paid for it. And if the client messed you around and they were all over, you can go, you know what? We've done what we delivered. We've been paid for it. Thank you very much. But we think you should go elsewhere now to get that bit done. Right? Get paid for what you agreed you were going to do. Let them know the extra costs for the extra stuff. And you get paid for that if you need to. Don't forget to click like, okay? If you're not clicking like, you know, I'm going to give you a goddamn kicking. Make sure you click like. Okay, Eric, do I know any website where you can design custom email? Custom email? I think I did a video on that, Eric. Do a search for email on Web Squadron's channel. We did. I'm pretty sure I did. A video on that, but you could also do this as well. Let me show you something. Have you tried this? Do a search on Words to HTML. It's a free website. You can dump text, and I think you can dump him. Oh, I don't know. Hang on, let me show you. Let's just go to it here. Word to HTML. Here you go. Word2html.com, right? No, it's not this one. No, it's not that one. It's that one. Word2html.net. Okay. And what you can do is you can say, let's say you create a template. Now, let's say you say regards Imran, Siddiq, like that. And then I'm going to stick in an image, insert image. Oh, man, you got to drag it. God damn it, I got to drag it. Let's go for... in fact, let's just go for the image I did today. Let's drop that one in, right? Can you see what this is doing at the moment? So I'm creating, like, you know, you'll style it, you'll do what you want with it, you know, increase the font, you know, so, you know, you'll do what you want with it. And can you see over here? It's creating. I mean, this is ridiculous, right? This is friggin' ridiculous what it's doing here. But it's creating. It's giving you the code. So what you could do is you could pick up that code, right, and you could dump that into your Outlook or your Gmail, your signature creator, to create your, look, I could even do my color, right? You can dump that then into your Gmail email or whatever you want to call it. In fact, let me just put the link here for you. You can try that. Try that solution. Yep, word2html.net. That should help you out, I think. Right? Right. Yeah. Don't forget to do like. Do a newsletter with that. Depends what you're doing with that, Eric. So is it like... You could create your signature and stuff with that, yeah. But I would say MailChimp, MailerLite, ActiveCampaign. There's so many solutions. There are so many solutions. Hey Jake, how you doing? Sorry, I was looking at an email, message that came, and I just quickly replied to it. Interactive ones, Eric. I'm gonna say, yeah, I think you need to go and have a look at what Google says is a good one to use, because it might be that you need to... No, Carapos is still there, Artiv. He's still there. He's always lurking in the background. You need to know what you want to do for your newsletter, Eric, and then find the best solution for you, for yourself. There's always a danger when you ask for, like, what is the best thing to use, because someone might, like I say, we use ActiveCampaign. However, it's very complicated in how you have to build things out. So depending on who's going to be building those newsletters, you or the client or whoever, how simple, what is their technical capabilities? Ha, of course, John. So Mark Newman normally does he handles the newsletter side of things, and once you've subscribed to our newsletter or freebies or something, you get added to a group list, and then Mark just creates documents every 3 days, I think, every 2 to 3 days, and we just send them out. Hey, Mark Harris, how you doing? And that's the thing, Eric. You got to find the simplest solution, and that is why I think the simplest solution is MailChimp. MailChimp is not the best, let me tell you now. There are stuff that's far better. But if you want to give your client ready-made tutorials on what to do, I mean, the amount of tutorials online about MailChimp, it's ridiculous. There's loads, right? Exactly, John. Yeah, Mark Newman's business partner. Yeah, yeah. I'm okay, Mark Harris. I'm pretty good. Hope you're good too. So, MailChimp, works, and it has the newsletter facility. And I would say for anyone who's not technically brilliant in capabilities, I would say just get them to do that. Yeah, actually, that's the point. Actually, Artif says they're a rip-off now. Yeah. Ah, there you go. Send in blue. So Mark Harris, send in blue. Wow, Jake, not been updated since 1999. The fact the charity is still going since 1999 is good, for starters. What would that make it? 23 years old. Hold on, is that right? Yeah, 23 years old. Okay, Jake, don't give away too many details, all right? But how big is this charity website? How big are they? When I say big, I mean, from what you know, how big are they? And how important is that website in terms of attracting attention, converting people to donate, and showcasing information? So, question 1, how big are they? And question 2, how important is that website? How important is it? Hey, Jimmy, hope you're all right, mate. There you go. Gerald has said it as well. Send in blue. So there you go. Eric, go for send in blue. Go for send in. It's got to just make a note of something. Go for send in blue. What are you up to today, Jimmy? Do you know what, Mark Harris? I wasn't going to say it. But yeah, you're right. Charities, let me tell you now, don't fall for the hype, okay? Charities have managing directors. They will have finance directors. They will have advertising directors. Don't fall for the hype and think that all the money you give goes to where you think it's going. All a charity has to show, I might get this wrong now, but I'm pretty sure it's 7%. All they have to show is that 7% of what they earn goes to where they said it would go. The rest of it can go on advertising, income, salaries, bonuses. It can go where they want. Because I know loads of people that run charities and they're doing very well for themselves. And they weren't doing very well for themselves before. That's all I'm going to say. Charities are good, but like in London, the amount of knife crime charities there are is unbelievable. Where does all the money go? Anyway, but yeah, but that's why I'm asking Jake. How big is this charity from what you know, and how important is that website? And I might as well tell you where I'm going with this. Oh, okay, they aren't huge, but big enough to get my name out there, if that makes sense. The website is important. Okay, so There is a danger though that, right, so okay, all right, let me give you two answers, right? Let me give you two routes. One answer is why you should charge, and the other answer is why you shouldn't. If this charity, even though they're not major, but they are big enough to get your name out there, what makes you think they're big enough to get your name out there? Is it because there's a lot of news coverage of them, media coverage, and are they connected to other charities? So let's say they're a cancer web charity. They will probably have links into other cancer charities and stuff, right? Yeah? What's the connection? And if there's a big network, maybe you could do it for free and then hope there's a knock-on impact. Or if they're not very connected and they're very niche and there's not many other charities that fit what they're trying to achieve, you're not going to get much coverage. So I would charge them a nominal fee. It's a much reduced fee, but you got to remember that when you do something for free, they might ask for something else. Oh, can you update this? Can you update that? And you will always be obliged to do that, right? Or you build it for free and you go, right, but if you want ongoing maintenance. So here's a video. I'll do a video for you explaining what you're to do for free. But if you want me to maintain, you pay a monthly fee, right? And then you get registered as a member of their charity or whatever, so you get some income. But remember, if they have network and people will notice you and see your name because there's a network of these charities and they share a similar aim for whatever it is, you could go for free. But if they're very niche, you're going to do it for free and you might not get much out of it. So I think that's what you have to weigh up. You got to weigh up. It's really easy for us to be the good Samaritan and all that and go, yeah, we'll do it for free. But I would weigh up against how much work is involved, how much ongoing work is involved, and what's the coverage going to be like for you going forwards. Yep, a very good point by Mark there as well. Again, that comes back to the coverage side. So in a way, the way Mark's put it is probably better than what I was saying. But again, it's the coverage. Are they willing to put you out there? You know, or are you just going to appear in one newsletter? If you just appear in one newsletter as a little, oh yeah, and by the way, thank you to Jake for building our website. Top guy. No one's going to care. Is it going to be ongoing, like a little advert that always says, hey, Jake helped build our website and did an amazing job on it. Please do reach out to him if you ever need a website. We recommend him. And every week, every month, you're always there as a free advert. Great. If they've got a big user base on their newsletters, great. Right? Free advert. But you got to weigh it up. Coverage, networking, opportunity. Don't assume that it will definitely lead on to coverage. Because I've had so many clients say to me, hey, yeah, build a website, do it for free. And when we get bigger and bigger, you're going to get free advertising. Some of those websites don't even last 6 months. They start their business and they shut down after a while because they over-invested in other stuff or they didn't think it right through what they were going to do. So watch out for that. What I would say, though, Jake, is that remember, that week and a half to build, but you don't know what happens down the line. And if you're now probably going to be using Elementor and other solutions, what if there's a plugin issue or something like that? You know, but if you feel good about it, go for it. But I would still say, again, just me kind of putting it out there, is that do you think it will get your name out there? Do you think it will get you out there, though? Have they got a big newsletter base, user base? Have a think about that. Yeah. In fact, you can probably do, I don't know where you'd go, but Google it. I bet you can find out details with what their earnings are. And that will give you an idea of how big they are and coverage. You're going to know more, Jake. You'll know more. I'm just talking crap. Yeah, you know, get your name in the footer. Yeah, exactly what Mark says there, really. You know, hey Mia, yeah, hope you're okay. I won't do anything for free unless I know there's not a guaranteed, but there's a very strong chance of a knock-on domino effect that helps you out as well for the time you give. And it comes back to the amount of people that contact us. I mean, every day now. It is every day. Some of them are fake, though. Every day. Can you promote this? Can you do this? Can you do that? And we'll give you an affiliate commission link. Affiliate commission links are not guaranteed at all. And and the company is like tiny. There was one person who, since they launched before Christmas, they've only ever had about 8 downloads on this image plugin, which I did say to them, I can't see why people would use it. We'll give you an affiliate commission link. Yeah, whatever. They've only had about 8 people download it. What's the point? I give up my time. You know, so, yeah. But have you guys had it where someone goes, build a website for free, and I will give you 5% of my sales? And I look at them and go, I don't think you're going to make a lot. And they don't. They crash and burn. But they wanted you to build a £2,000 website for free. And then you work it out and go, well, how much do you think you're going to sell? Oh, yeah, we're going to sell X, Y, Z. And I'm like, right, so it's still going to take about 3-4 months before, maybe 5-6 months before I make my money back. And during that time, you're still going to be providing maintenance as well. So you're not making much of a profit on it. And if the business folds, you get nothing. Because the agreement was 5% of not 5% of sales, 5% of profit. 5% of profit. So if a company sells £1,000 worth of stuff 1 month, the profit might only be £200, right? 5% of £200 is £10. So let's say you build a £2,000 website. Let's do the maths here, okay? I don't know why I'm getting my calculator. I should be able to work this out. So 2,000 divided by 10 is going to be 200. That's 200 months. Let's just pretend, right? So divided by 12, it's going to take 16 years for them to pay you back. Think about it. £2,000 website, they'll pay you 5% of profit. They sell £1,000 worth of stock, but there's only £200 a month profit. Let's say it's a bit more. Let's just pretend, right? But either way, 5% of £200 is £10. And it costs £2,000 to build a website. That's 200 months. That's 16 years. Makes no logical sense, does it? Absolutely makes no sense. You see, Mark here, in that scenario, was that because you kind of knew that? Was it because, like, there was a... I mean, if there's a good vibe and feeling, right, about the company and the traction and coverage and the fact that they are going to be making money... I mean, if you're getting £20 per booking on an event site, it must have been a very good event site in terms of what people are paying for. If you're making £20 and they'll take their cut as well, that must have been what I would say is a high traction people are going to come and they are going to spend money. If you got that, you could almost argue, yeah, it kind of works. However, if that was me, I would probably still want to go down the road of, okay, I'll tell you what. I want 50% upfront. The other 50% you can pay for in chunks or however it's worked out. And once that's all cleared, going forwards, we might have a different rate. So we offer them like a deal or so. Ah, well, there you go then, innit? I mean, that kind of speaks for itself then, doesn't it? Yeah? So that kind of speaks for itself. But yeah, I would say weigh it up, which I think we've covered off enough now. Don't forget to click like, everyone, okay, if you're watching this. The likes are pretty damn important. Okay, so I've just got someone who's emailed me. There's always someone called Marcelo who sends emails saying they want to work with us to do videos. But they're obviously a scam or a spammer because they then say, we will pay you in cryptocurrency. Get lost. Right, let's anyone here willing to build a website for cryptocurrency, don't. I strongly recommend you don't. You might go, well, I would say don't, all right? Has anyone here ever been offered that? Has anyone here ever been offered to be paid for with cryptocurrency? You know? Anyone done that? No, not Eric. It's someone called Marcelo Burton. I've had about 3 emails. The trouble is, though, they always come... Do you know how stupid they are? Their email says Marcelo Burton, the email address, but the message comes from a different person. And I don't reply, I just delete them. But they always go on about, yeah, we want to work with you and promote this and promote that. And we are going to pay you in cryptocurrency. No way, mate. No. Don't fall for that. All right? Do not fall for it. You don't even know what you're getting. All right? Don't ever fall for that. Yeah. I'm glad you agree, though, about that, Mark. Yeah. You know when you know the business is like, whoa, they're on fire. This business is on fire higher, right? You will go for it. So Mike builds websites for magic beans. Hey, look, if those magic beans grow to give you a pot of gold at the top of the beanstalk, I would probably do that too. Oh, just checking my phone. Oops, sorry. Hey, Mike, have you been on the live chats before? Sorry if I don't recognize your name, Mike Oxlong. Do you want to tell us a bit about you? I mean, like, are you a freelancer, web agency, developer, designer? Just popped onto the live chat, got nothing to do with websites. Do you use Elementor, or do you have another favorite page builder? And whereabouts are you based, Mike? Whereabouts are you based? I'm going to take a guess you're in the UK. But yeah, sorry if you've been here before, Mike. But yeah, do you want to tell us a bit about you? Wow, Jimmy, you're melting, mate. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, I mean, I still have to have a good, hard, long think about it. I still have to have a good, hard, long think about it. Mainly because I've got my finger in many pies at the moment, and I just have to have a good, hard, long. Hey, Pickstar, finally you're here. Where have you been, Pickstar? You know, where have you been? Look, Fiverr and Upwork, you will probably now and again get the odd bit of work where they're happy to pay a bit more. But the bulk of people on Fiverr and Upwork want the cheapest thing that they can get for the most bang for buck. Not everyone, don't get me wrong. You will get some people that do pay $3, $4, $5, $6, maybe even $1,000 for a website. But they will be rare. The bulk of people on there are going to be just, they want it for next for nothing. They will make you battle other people on Fiverr. Oh, so you're going to charge me $500 for a website. They said they'd do it for $50. And you're like, ooh, okay then. We'll drop it to $300. Oh, yeah, all right, I'll work with you then. It's a bit, for me, if you're happy to build a website for $100, jump onto Fiverr. Because you are now playing that game. Race to the bottom or the cheapest rate and all of that. If you get into that mindset of charging that for a website, breaking out of that will feel like a culture shock when you do it. And when someone comes to you for a website, even though they had the money to pay $5,000, you will say, yeah, we'll do it for you for $300. Because you've got into a bad mindset where you think that that offering this price is the benchmark because that's how you've been winning business on Fiverr. And I think that people on Fiverr, Upwork, and other places, you start to agree to a price before you know fully what they want. You haven't even had a video call or a phone call with them. You haven't even formalized a spec or exactly their requirements. They're like, hey, yeah, I'm after a basic website, 6 pages. I know the content, I got the image and the logo, and you're like, great. And then they go, oh, yeah, but I want this. Because they think that is basic. You're like, ooh, no, that's a bit extra. No, you agreed to whatever. So I think that if you're happy to play that game in that market, go for it. I am inundated almost on a daily basis by people that have been crash and burned with Fiverr, Upwork jobs. Client wants more than they agreed. Client changes things. They're now struggling, or they're doing something and I go, how much are you getting paid for this website? And they go, they want me to help them. But they got a job on Fiverr and they're only being paid $30 for a website. And I have to go back and go, I'm really sorry. You want me to give you one-to-one site support. You want me to log in and help you on a website for free. Because you're only being paid $30. But you agreed to something before you really knew what you had to deliver. Race to the bottom, isn't it? No, it's not. Yeah, hey, Gavin. Actually, no, you know what? It's not hate on Divi. I don't hate on Divi. It's just, at the time, when I was thinking of Divi or Elementor, and it came down to basically which one do I want to go for, I got more of a vibe that Divi was more about templates and stuff like that. Elementor, you could argue, is the same as well, but it was more templatey driven. And I felt there was more tutorials and community around Elementor. So when it came to Divi, it just didn't fit my cup of tea. I don't even drink tea, by the way. I just didn't feel passionately loyal or sucked into using it. So, I mean, but I'll tell you, Gavin, the ones that do get my hate are Visual Composer, Beaver Builder, yeah, them two, definitely. In fact, those two are my most hated ones. GoDaddy, all of their page builders as well. They're the ones that get my hate. Ah, nice one, Pickstar. So, do you know what? I'm not a fan of, when it comes to different types of food, I'm not a big fan of Chinese food. I've never been a fan of sweet and sour. Someone once, I remember once we were at university and someone got a takeaway and they came in with like a Chinese sweet and sour. What was so funny was I hate it. And I was like, ah. Oh. And they ate it and they were like, ah. Oh. And it was like, we both hated it. It was like, who would you order this for? They went somewhere and the street had like a pizza place, there was an Indian takeaway place, there was a fish and chip shop, and there was a Chinese. And they went to the Chinese and got me this sweet and sour noodle. And I was like, I don't eat Chinese. Nothing against it, but I just don't eat it. Carapos, stop saying that. Elemental's not the next WC. Yeah, exactly, Mark. And that's the problem, isn't it, Mark? That is the problem. The minute you go in with what you've even lowered your, you've even said, right, £500. I wish I got more, but we'll go in at that. We'll see where it goes after that. And no one wants to know. You get the odd person. You might get the odd bit of interest. You might. But like you said, no interest. Exactly, Jake. Exactly. Fiverr and Upwork take their cut. For what? For allowing you to put your face and cover image on there. Good point, Ben, about the lifetime. I mean, that wasn't my ultimate reason for it, but that's a good point about lifetime licenses and ongoing maintenance and production. Do you know something, Pixar? Thai food has a bit more flavour. So Thai food and their sauces, I think there's more going on with flavour. Japanese food, I don't like sushi. I really, really, really don't like sushi. Don't ask me why. I just don't like it. But I don't know much about Japanese food. But sweet and sour, it's like popcorn. Give me sweet popcorn and I'll eat it. Give me salty popcorn, I don't like it. What I hate is when you're sharing a tub and it's sweet and salty. Make your friggin' mind up, right? You're like, sweet, salt, mixture, sweet. Make your mind up, right? Make your mind up. It's a bit, yeah, I'm not a sushi fan, no. It's a bit like, it's my dad. When he has fish and chips or anything, right? When he has fish and chips, he literally he covers the plate in ketchup. Then he covers it in salad cream. Then he covers it with something else, chili sauce. And I'm looking at him thinking, make your mind up. You've now just created, God knows what is that now. You know, it's like some magic potion. But I mean, I have sometimes you've mixed chili and ketchup. You know, you can get a nice mixture. But when you got like ketchup, chili sauce, salad cream, not mayonnaise, salad cream. I look at, and then pickles. He adds pickles on. I'm like, the fish underneath is got dead. You know, like aliens when they used to spit acid. When they spit acid or they bled acid, and it just goes through the floor and like disintegrates everything. Underneath, those chips and fish must be dead now. Disintegrated, gone, busted. I never got it. Never got it. I used to say to him, do you even like that? And he'd be like, yeah, it's fine. I'd be like, I know, Pigstar. I was going to say, though, I haven't had much experience with Japanese food. But one of the only ones I have had once was a sushi, and I didn't like it. And it wasn't even in a restaurant. Someone had been to a takeaway, got it, and they had it, and I had a bit, and I was like, this is not for me. Yeah, I haven't really used much jet plugins like Jet Engine, Crocker-Block, and all that. I am planning to very soon, but I haven't used much of that yet. And Pigstar's actually said the thing that is one of the reasons why. I have heard, I don't have much experience with it, but I've heard the same thing, that it's a bit heavy. Yeah, it's a bit heavy. I'm just going to move this person to junk. Got your link, Pickstar. Not Pickstar. Yeah, got your link. All right, take care, Mark. Yeah, don't forget to click like, everyone, if for those that are still watching or not. I am going to be ending this live chat in 10 minutes, by the way, mainly because I might go out and just do a bit of gardening or something like that. No, Jimmy, it is not the same thing, because sushi is not a global, life-changing phenomenon. Star Wars is. Star Wars was a life-changing phenomenon for me. Sushi is not a life-changing moment. Maybe for some it is, but not for me. Hey, learn IT, learn it. How are you? How are you? Don't forget to click like, all right, because it's important for the YouTube algorithm. Just checking the lighting here. Have I got the lighting right? Notice how when I drop it, you get more light come on from that bit down there, and then I increase it. It lights me up better. So go on Reddit, build static HTML instead of using any page, but you can get... Yeah, that is true, though. That is true. If you build static websites, it will be faster. However, I'm not sure about getting more work because of it. I'm not sure about that. I mean, look, when I build a website, most of the time, my clients don't give two shits about, is it Elementor or static. They don't really care. They just want to know it is cost effective, bang for buck. They get what they want, and it delivers on them. Do you like the darker one, Pickstar? What's your thoughts, people? Give me your thoughts. What's your thoughts? Lighter or darker? Lighter, darker. Which one do you like better? I've always felt the lighter one was better. I felt so you could see more. But what do you like? Do you like the lighter or darker? I'm doing okay, Learn IT. Very busy evening. In fact, yesterday from about 12 o'clock onwards, it was just chock-a-block with sorting stuff out for a client launching their website last night. Loads of little things just to fix and check and all that. Really, the darker? Okay, that's quite interesting. That's interesting. So the light doesn't blur. Yeah, okay. I see what you mean, yeah. That is interesting. So maybe I'll start going with this color shade now for videos. More calming. Is that calming as well? Sushi changed your life, Jimmy. What are you talking about? Clarify that statement right now, Jimmy. How did sushi change your life? If you got false teeth, I understand. But you haven't got false teeth, I think. How did sushi change your life? Is there a checklist before the launch? Well, what it was, yeah, it was because it's a lottery competition website. So there's a few things like they wanted some questions changing. You have to answer a question before you can buy the product. There were some price changes. There were some image changes. So there's a few, things just to be fiddled with. Then there was a bit of an issue with Apple Pay and Stripe, which is more to do with Stripe reviewing their website. So it was more to do with that. As far as the website checklist, that was done. But it was more about them changing their minds on a few things before they went live at 8. And they had a live launch on Facebook at 8 o'clock. And they got 1,500 followers on Facebook. So we had to make sure it was good and right and worked. Thank you, Pickstar. We sorted out the light situation. Yeah, good point, Pickstar. It does look better. It does look more like the old room now, doesn't it? I think. Yeah, you are right. Because, Here's the ultra brightness, right? Here's ultra bright. So that it washes out the color even more. That's the 50% and that's the 20. I mean, I can even turn it off. Let me show you what it looks like turned off, right? That is turned off. That is with 20%. And I think I've got to have some light, because if not, then I'm very much now in the shadows a little bit. It's a bit too dark. So I've got to have it on the 20% mark. Anyway. Right, so, Jimmy, what Star Wars did for me was it brought me into a new way of looking at life, in the way of struggles, of looking at adventure, sci-fi, just being able to just think and visualize adventures beyond life. And you could say books do that as well and stuff, but I was about 4.5 years old, and it was just it was the way how, like, characters, like Chewbacca, you know, when you first see Chewbacca, you think he's a big walking dog or bear or something, right? When you're 4.5. But it's the way that they weren't stupid. They were intelligent. There was something about them. And I think it just, it allowed me to kind of break out beyond reality, and it opened me up more into fantasy and sci-fi, and then I got into Lord of the Rings. Read that book in 1990. I was going to say 89, but it was 1990, so I was 12. I was 12 when I first read it. No, I was 11, 1989, but I didn't read it properly, and I read it the year later in 1990. It got me really into all of that stuff. Okay, look, I'm going to close down the live chat in 3 minutes. Please make sure you click like if you have not already. Please make sure you do. Any final questions anyone wants to ask, please ask it. Please ask your questions now. Yeah. I mean, that's probably, yeah. Oops, I hit R2 in the head then. Yeah, I think it. I think it's like I used to like Italian food a lot, and then I really cut back on Italian food about 10 years ago, mainly because a lot of them generally have quite high carbs. I know it's Mediterranean, but yeah, a lot of carbs. Indian food, well, I like my biryani, but I don't really eat as much as that. But I like my chickens and burgers and stuff. Are you kidding, Jimmy? You're not seen Lord of the Rings? Yeah, see you all soon. Again, yeah. Come on, man. The Hobbit's not so great. The Hobbit movies aren't so great, but definitely watch the Lord of the Rings movie. You're missing out, Jimmy. The DMARC report. I don't know much about the plugin. I don't know anything about that plugin. Jake, I'm planning to use bricks. What I would like to do is some videos where I have a header, a hero banner with Elementor, and then can I create a similar hero banner with bricks? Can I make it look the same, or can I do different? Can I do something more with it? And then can I also do a similar thing with what was it? Grid Builder for WP, and maybe quickly. Can I use 4 tools, and which one did I find easier to work with? Jimmy, Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Jimmy, you're like... I'm worried about you now, Jimmy. Exactly, Jake. Exactly. And that's what I would love to do. I would like to build... what I would like to do is on the same server, SiteGround, right? I have 4 staging sites. Elementor, build them and then test all of them at the same time. So, you know when you run within seconds of each other and then check again, so they're all running at the same time. With the same hero banner, image, text, whatever, call to action button, all of that. What comes out with the better speed and impact and all of that? Do you know what I mean? So I would love to... So yeah, I would love to get onto that. Right, I am going to close off in about 1 minute. So final questions, please ask, and then we are going to go off. I hope you all have a great Saturday, rest of the day. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Look after yourselves, your friends and family. I'm going to go out and do a bit of gardening. I've done a heck of a lot of work yesterday and last night. A lot of work this morning. And before I do some more work this evening, I think I just need like maybe an hour or 2 out in the garden, cutting back and doing things. Just because, hey, why not? Okay, everyone, look, I'm going to shoot off now. Look after yourselves. Take care. Please don't forget to click like. I hope to see you all soon. Sorry if there was a question I didn't answer or anything like that. I hope to still see Carapos here. I've got a worry he's going to disappear on us, but I hope to still see him here. I will pick Star. I might watch it straight after this. Jimmy, go and watch Star Wars, all right? Or Lord of the Rings. Do something useful in your life. Stop shoving your bits and pieces into sushi, all right? Just give that a break. No time for that. There's toys you can use instead, right? Sort yourself out. Right, okay, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you all soon. Bye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and follow, all right? Like, subscribe.